The K9 unit. It's slow. Bruh, move your ass. Bruh, seriously? It doesn't seem to know where it wants to go. Bruh, where are we going? You brought me one big road and now you're turning back? Sometimes it might even get you killed. Bruh, did my dog just get me killed?
So is the K9 viable? Opinions surrounding this newly released operator has never been more polarizing. Some YouTubers such as Hawkness say it's bad, Noah says it's okay, so which is it? Over the last few days, I've been gathering data and statistics on the K9 unit, and today I'll be going through them with you as well as to teach you how to effectively use the K9 unit, and whether or not in today's meta, the K9 unit has its place. So without further ado, let's begin.
Oh my god.
tinggi control.
The K9 unit is probably Call of Duty's attempt to bridge the gap between MP and BR players, because the K9 unit shares frighteningly similar statistics as the Clown in Battle Royale, with the exception that only one dog will spawn and that dog deals 100 damage per hit. Charging time wise, the K9 unit has a charging time of 4 minutes and 31 seconds, which is average as compared to the other operators. It charges faster than the Annihilator, Shadowblade and War Machine, which means that you need lesser kills to get the K9 unit than these three operators. However, it charges slower than the Transform Shield, Gravity Spikes and Bull Charge. But what is surprising is that the K9 has the exact same charging speed as some of the strongest operators such as the Sparrow, Death Machine and Equalizer.
So now this is very concerning because it has to live up to very high standards, because if it costs the same and it's shit, no one will use it. Let me ask you a question. Would you pay the same amount for shit? Of course not, right? If you say yes, you need counseling.
So now, let's look at its statistics as well as gameplay strategies to see if the K9 can compete with the Sparrow. And helping me with today's analysis is Team SMU's favourite punching bag, your mom. When called in, the K9 unit spawns 5 meters in front of the player and travels at a speed of 4.72 meters per second towards the opponent.
That is slow. Very slow. So slow that you can outrun the dog while you are carrying an LMG and even have time to wait for the dog.
To show you how slow the dog is, let's compare the speed of the dog to the Shock RC. I first summon the Shock RC, but don't worry, the Shock RC doesn't move until my character spawns, and then I call in the dog. And as you can see, not only will the Shock RC reach you first, it has enough time to completely finish shocking you before the dog even attacks you.
So right now you might be wondering, well, in that case, why the hell would I even want to use that piece of trash? And that's a good question. Now we'll start talking about the good things of the K9 unit, things which no other operators can provide.
First things first, despite its slow movement speed, it is tanky. With a HP of 250, it has 50 more HP than the Shock RC and 2.5 times the HP of a character. This means that when deployed at close range, the dog can guarantee you at least a kill or two. This is its selling point. No other operator can guarantee you a kill like the K9 unit. All of them requires you to have good aim, good movements, but not the K9. All you have to do is to deploy the K9 correctly and let the AI do the rest, which is really annoying for your opponents. Yes, it is undeniable that its slow movement speed does leave a very bad impression because it is still very easy to take down. I disagree that it is bad.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you got a kill with the Clown in Battle Royale? I'll give you 3 seconds. Yeah, precisely. Never. That's because the job of the K9 unit is to hunt down and distract the enemy. You are the one who does the killing. And it is frankly the same in this case.
Now let's take a look at this real life complex scenario where I use the dog as a distraction. Right here, that guy, he was distracted by my dog and started shooting my dog, and because of that, he did not realize that the main threat, me, was behind and I took him out.
The K9 is also especially useful on defense.
Okay, so let's say you got shot and you got pinned down in this position. Normally, you'll be dead because the enemy is definitely going to push you because he knows all he needs is just one shot to finish you off, and frankly, there isn't anything much you can do. But if you have the K9 unit, you can turn the tides. This is a good position to be in. Let's take a look at it. What happens next? You see, the K9 unit is very good on defense because when the enemy is trying to push you, they are in close proximity, which means they are very vulnerable to the dog. Imagine if there was 2 people trying to push me. There would have been 2 free kills for me.
To sweeten the pie, the K9 unit is also invulnerable to perks. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you used the Shock RC only to get killed by someone who is using cold-blooded because your Shock RC just goes past him? Well, try telling that to the K9 unit because it doesn't matter. Even if the enemy is stacking 10 cold-blooded perks or is fucking Elsa herself, the dog is going to hunt him down.
So what counters the K9?
Honestly, anything can. Its HP of 250 is not high. That is about 10 shots from the ICR, 8 shots from the ASM, 1 shot from the Annihilator, Sparrow, FHA, SMRS, Death Machine, a gust of wind, a fart. Anything can.
Even the Shock RC can stop the K9 unit in its tracks. But there is no better way to stop the K9 unit than to kill the owner itself. If you kill the owner, you kill the dog as well.
And therein lies its biggest weakness, is that it is simply too easy to counter as compared to the Sparrow and Annihilator. And even though it is good, its high energy cost simply makes it unable to compete with the Sparrow and Annihilator. And it must receive a buff for it to become competitive. There are several ways CODM can do it. First one is to improve its HP, improve its movement speed, or even spawn 2 dogs instead of 1. Otherwise, CODM can consider decreasing its energy cost to that of the gravity spikes. Until then, it is simply outclassed and outperformed by many other operators, and I do not see it viable in this meta. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.